conscious drinkers, partake responsibly. What I'm going to make for you guys is a Texas classic called Ranch Water. Super easy. I know that all the drinks that we've made prior to have been named after somebody important. This is not. All right, this is just a Texas staple. I never even heard of this drink until I moved here. But this is called a ranch water. For those who don't put it together, Texas, man, ranch water. So, first things first, Papa, you're gonna need your tequila. We got Ego tequila here, black owned, Texas made in but let me be specific, made in Mexico. You can't say made in Texas. Tequila is made in Mexico, but this is bottled in Texas and owned by a black woman. So, we big that up here. First, 3 ounces of tequila. All right. And I'm just, for the sake of time, just going to make one drink so y'all can see it. A shot glass on average is an ounce. And as you see, there's not a whole lot of ingredients. So, boom. 3 shots of tequila, lime juice. You're going to get 1.5 ounces of lime juice. And finally, you want your Topo Chico. Now, you can use pretty much any seltzer or mineral water. I'm using Topo Chico because that's what they drink here when you want a ranch water. Topo Chico, you're just gonna fill it up the rest of the way. Basically what it is a 1.5 cups. And garnish with a lime. Texas ranch water. Be kind, drink responsibly. Peace and light. Welcome to My Kinda Conscious podcast, episode 4.
Nah, we gotta be on.
Your birthday was 3.5, wasn't it?
So we at 4.5?
4. This is 4 of actual podcasts.
We've been going at the 0.5, so we would be at 4.5.
If it's 3.5, then we would be at 4 now. Unless you just making this a whole one, and then 4.5.
I'm sure we at 4.5.
All right, that's fine.
Hold up.
No, it's fine. It's 4.5. Episode 4.5.
We have 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. Let's keep it at the halves.
Right. We're gonna have to straighten that shit out eventually.
We gotta get the whole numbers eventually.
All right, so we are going to get straight into the shits. Shout outs to Brandy, who couldn't make it tonight because she had some things to get into. Shout out to Kenya, who is still at the motherland, where she now lives. In Ghana. She has not left her side. She's just not here physically.
Yes.
For all
still a team.
Word. For all those watching this, please keep watching our lives on Instagram. When we put those up, of course, they're uploaded to the YouTube. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for getting us to the 1,000 subscribers. I do believe this is our first full pod since then.
It is. Thank you to everyone. We appreciate it. Thank you to my brother for being on this journey.
Yeah. All right. And if you watched the video right before this, we have our ranch waters. You know what I mean? And let's get into it. Tommy, you had the first topic. Let's get into it.
Okay. So the first topic that we're going to talk about is the competitive nature of hip hop itself.
Whoa.
So recently, in the last couple of months, you have this feud that's been ongoing for a while now with Kanye West and Drake. And if you look at it on a deeper level, the conscious, my kind of conscious aspect of it is, why is this ongoing in hip hop? Across the board from the beginning of hip hop, it's always been competitive where it's almost where two people can't occupy the same space at the same time. So we are naturally put against each other and create a rivalry. And why is that? And we're gonna start talking about that, the nature of that.
So let's remove Aubrey and Kanye from the conversation, right? That's obviously the hot button topic. Let's remove that and get to the center of the competitive nature of hip hop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why it exists. I think the first way to attack it is just talk about it historically, you know what I mean? Cedric Avenue in the South Bronx, where hip hop was invented, out in the park. You know the common saying, hip hop started out in the park. But hip hop, literally, in the beginning, is the voice
Of the streets.
of the street, right? But more specifically, it's counterculture.
Mm-hmm.
It's counterculture. This is the impoverished, the presumed violent, the looked away from, ignored section of the world found a voice in that in which they could use to describe their situation. It begins with fun, right? It begins with fun. These first hip hop tracks, you know, the 5 elements of hip hop. You know what I mean? DJing, b-boying, graffiti, MCing. You know, this.
You say breakdancing?
That's b-boying, b-boying, breakdancing, b-boying, breakdancing, graffiti, MCing, DJing. The graffiti, I think I already said. These are the elements of hip hop. But more importantly, the reason for its competitive nature, I think, is because it comes from poverty. It comes from struggle.
Yes. Poverty
and struggle is already inherently competitive. It's already, I'm better than you.
Yes.
This is why you should pay attention to me other than the next guy, because I'm better than that guy. Yes. It's capitalism.
Yes.
Nobody is really going to say this because hip hop is counterculture in its infancy, but hip hop is a direct reflection of capitalism.
Okay. Explain that.
Because capitalism in America is the right to compete with your product. If you have enough capital, you can shut out the small guy. In hip hop, you got more money, you can shut out the poor guy. You got more bars, you can shut out the less barred up guy. It's capitalism. If you can create a product, you have the freedom to create that product and compete at alarming levels and shut out anybody that you can shut out. Your money is your money. You know what I mean? Of course, we don't have to go too much further into it, but that's just the basis of that shit.
On the basis of that, I want to take another step further. Minus the Beastie Boys, hip hop when in its infancy during the 80s, and even through now, it is basically a colored person's music genre. Where majority of the artists are of color, also from poverty. And I think it deals with a lot of times with the crash and the barrel mentality where we have to bring each other down. There's only room for one person at the top of the barrel. So we're all vying to get up to the top. So we're going to do whatever we can to bring the other person down and get to that top spot. So that's a direct reflection of the capitalism that you're speaking of, because in the urban environment we didn't have much, so we're going to do whatever we can to survive in this capitalist society.
So then, boom, that's what you have. So to answer the initial question, why does this element of competition get so aggressive? Why does it even exist in the first place? Is honestly because that's what fucking America is. That's what America is. That's where hip hop is birthed, and that's where competition breeds. That's where competition flourishes. So hip hop naturally, once it takes that more serious spin to where it's now the voice of the streets, where it's, ghetto reporting. Dog, this is, at this point, there's no choice but to compete.
Mm-hmm.
There's no choice but to compete.
You see it in the early hip hop days with Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, where they are pitted against each other. Who is the best rapper? And that's way back in like the early days of like what is becoming hip hop.
Right.
And I even saw like an article where like Rakim wished he was more welcoming to other artists and communicated and had like bond with other artists, but he was so locked in and trying to be the best that he didn't have room to communicate or be friendly with anyone.
Well, but see, that's all hindsight.
Mm-hmm.
That's all hindsight, right? Because if each rapper is its own private business, right? Which once again is capitalism. You know what I mean? An economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state. So if every rapper is its own business until that rapper then signs with a label, which is its own business and is controlled by those owners to make a profit, then you probably don't see, I need to be more welcoming, I need to be more loving, until you get on the other side of that and you say, damn, the human side of this, I could have done more. I could have been more welcome. But that's before. So to bring it to what we're basically discussing with the whole competition currently between, now we're going to bring those names back in, your Aubreys, your Kanyes, your Kendricks, your J. Coles,
Nicki versus
your
Cardi.
Nicki and Cardi, they're currently still in the shit. They're currently still very present in that their own business, in that they're still very, very much for profit.
Yes.
So it's not impossible, but it's going to be hard pressed for any of them in that competition to see anything other than the competition while they're making music.
That's why you see now that Nas and Jay-Z can now become friends because they've achieved so much, and even though they are technically artists, Hov is more than an artist. And Nas has so much going on now with all his business ventures that he's more than an artist as well. So now is,
but not so much though. And I think I want to make this parallel.
Okay.
So you got your Nas and Hov, right? Who after all this year of competition, now they can sit back and say, all right, we done been through all that shit. We don't need to do it no more. And they can do whatever, and they can coexist and be. That's because they got 30 years into this bitch. You know what I mean? Like 30 years into it, and so now, even though they're still making music, it's more of a coast. In fact, it's less of a coast than anything. It's coming to a halt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not anytime soon, hopefully, because they're still making bomb ass music. But for the likes of J. Cole, even though you described him as more than an artist, he's not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got to make a different. Yes, J. Cole is more than just a rapper, but he's not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's still going to have to get compared to Drake and Kendrick and sometimes Wale and Big Sean. And this is kind of what you were talking about earlier with that recent J. Cole freestyle when he says, basically, they got me wearing bronze. And he's okay with that. He says the K-Dot and Cole, and this is the first time any of the three of them have said these names.
Yeah.
Since the Control verse.
Yeah.
Since the Control verse, this is the first time I can recall.
He acknowledged being directly. He would allude to it when he did the Middle Child.
Yeah, allude.
But he actually said Drake and Kendrick's
he said
name
the name.
this time.
Boom, boom. Them niggas is gods. Them niggas is goats. Whatever he said. But he said they got me wearing bronze, and he just feels like, yo, that's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But did you see what Drake said? They was on stage together, like.
And Drake then just said he's the best.
Yeah.
That shit is showmanship.
Yeah, it's definitely showmanship.
Shit is showmanship. That shit is showmanship. Because if you listen to any of these niggas' music, and even though I do not and am not a fan of Drake, I listen to his music just to have a balanced opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And he's even saying like, yo, if this conversation comes up, tell them they don't what do you say? Basically, tell them don't forget to include the numbers.
Yeah.
So even though he's saying on stage in front of 1,000 people, 100,000, however many people J. Cole had at the show, he's the greatest. Mm-hmm. On his own record, he like, yo,
don't forget about
the numbers.
Because his numbers are better than anyone in hip hop history.
Astronomical.
Like, wow.
But this is the internal battle that I think a guy like Drake has. Mm-hmm. He would love, I think, to be in those conversations of artistry that Cole and Kendrick are in. Mm-hmm. But he knows that his lane is not that. His lane is going to be those numbers and that crossover appeal. And he knows that if it comes to strictly artistry and you remove the numbers, the conversation switches.
But think about this. It just dawned on me. He's not the first one to really stick to a certain lane in a sense.
Oh, no.
Because Hov told you, lyrically,
I would love. He said lyrically,
to love Kweli.
Yeah, no, lyrically, I would be Talib Kweli. Truthfully, I try to rhyme like
common sense,
but I did 5 mil, and I ain't been rapping like common sense. But then he says, when your sense got more in common, and you've been hustling since your inception, fuck perception, go with what makes sense, and since I know what I'm up against, we as rappers must decide what's more important. And I cannot help the poor if I'm one of them. So I got rich and gave back to them. That's the win-win. So next time you see the homie in his rim spin, you know how the bar goes. But that's where Drake is in his mind.
But he already told you, I didn't cry when Pop died. I probably will when Hov does.
Because Drake in his brain believes he's right there with Hov.
But that's the blueprint. Hov already told you on the blueprint. But he literally is the blueprint to the rappers who came after him.
Here's the difference. Yes. Matter of fact, I won't even say here's the difference. I will agree. Yes, he's the fucking blueprint. Yeah. He's the blueprint. And not even probably, I know Drake is pitting himself right there with Hov just because of those words, because of the things he's saying that align with Hov.
Yeah.
And I know that Cole probably believes he's lyrically on line with Hov because first of all, he's the first nigga that Hov signed. Yeah. And he's been under his wing the whole time. And he probably just sees that he's right there lyrically. I don't think Kendrick feels the same way in his mind, but I think Kendrick is aware that it's going to happen anyway. I think Kendrick is on an island where he's just making shit that he thinks is dope without giving a fuck about all those other opinions. I think every time Drake makes a song, he cares about somebody's opinion. Even if it's a Tootsie Slide bullshit song, he's thinking this is going to get the 15-year-olds. The 15-year-olds are going to love this. He knows that niggas our age ain't going to look. He don't give a fuck.
Well, this song do the numbers I need to do.
He don't give a fuck. The Tootsie Slide is for that shit.
Yeah.
He knows that. You know what I mean? He knows when he drops on Marvin's Room where that's going. You know what I mean? Even though he knows niggas like me don't like that shit, he's not marketing to me in that element. That's why he thinks the same shit he said. Don't forget about the numbers, because he's thinking about every song. He's thinking about every placement. I don't think Kendrick thinks that. I think Kendrick wants to make dope shit, and whatever direction he's going, if it's a Section 80 direction, he's doing that. If it's a Good Kid, Mad City direction, he's telling that story. If it's a jazz-infused To Pimp a Butterfly, he's going hard body to the jazz-infused shit. You know what I mean?
I think this is the 3 categories. I'm break down each one of those in this what we're talking about. So J. Cole, I think he thinks about it in the sense that he wants to be compared to the greatest of all time. He wants to be up there with, like, whoever you say the greatest is, he wants to be up there. So he constantly thinks about, like, how can I be a part of, like, the greatest? Drake, he could do more of what you want him to do, but in the same vein that we just broke down the whole lyrics to, he realized that he's occupying a space that no one in hip hop has ever occupied as far as the numbers. Right. So now he's consciously trying to push the envelope as far as the numbers.
And just before you go on, I want to address something that you said. You said that he could do what the things I wanted him to do. I want to be very clear and on record with this. I don't want him to do it no more.
Okay.
Back maybe 5 albums ago, I did. At this point, no, I don't want Drake talking about none of this shit that I care about.
Okay.
None of it. If Drake was to make a political song right now, I would turn that shit off.
What is this trash?
I don't want to hear this shit. He's got 8 albums in a row of Tootsie Slide bitch music. I don't come over here with that shit. But and it's not a diss. It's just you have a lane.
Yes.
You've mastered that lane. Cool. I get it. I get it, dog. But stay the fuck over there. You know what I mean?
And he is. He's sticking into his lane, and he's conscious of his lane.
And I didn't mean to cut you, but I just wanted to address, and for anybody listening, Cedric does not want deep political music from Drake. Cedric does not even want.
What about struggle rap? You want struggle rap?
He doesn't.
He does struggle rap. He does struggle rap. Well, his version of struggle rap. It's like someone did me wrong.
Oh, okay. His whole career. My bad, dog. I almost got pissed off. I'm like, this nigga ain't struggled a day in his fucking life. But yeah, we're struggling with money and women and friends.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah.
People can relate to that though. That's their struggle.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
So the last person in the I said that J. Cole is thinking about it in the sense that he wants to be a part of the greatest. And Drake is thinking like, I want to be the greatest numbers person ever. I want to put up numbers that no one will ever reach. Third, Kendrick, I think like you say, he's on the island by himself. I think that he is, in his mind, he is the greatest rapper to ever rap. So that's why he's not even thinking about anyone else because in his mind, I'm the greatest.
He's on the island, smoking on top 5.
Yeah.
You heard what I said? Smoking on top 5. Stop playing I'm that guy.
I'm that guy.
But that's the beauty of it, right? But I also want to say I disagree. We can agree on Kendrick.
Yes.
We can agree. Kendrick is on an island. In his brain, he's the best. That's why he's able to stay on his island.
Yes.
Because he don't give a fuck about nobody else's opinion. Whatever he's about to put out, he's committing to it 110%. And he thinks this shit's finna be the dope.
Yeah. No matter what he releases, I think I'm the greatest.
Oh, great. You know what I mean? But I think it's different. Where we differ is the opinions on Drake and J. Cole. I don't think J. Cole wants to be compared to anybody. I think whenever J. Cole, and if you watch his interviews, I think whenever comparisons come up to J. Cole, like comparing him to Drake, comparing him to Kendrick, comparing him to Hope, whoever, he hates that shit. It makes him uncomfortable. Because he's an awkward nigga in general. You know what I mean? He believes that all those people are dope. He believes all those people are amazing. He believes whatever he's rapping is the truth to him. He believes that anybody who agrees with him will also believe it's the truth. But I think he hates comparisons.
He is the Ricky Williams of rap. He would prefer just go in the mountains,
just hang out, smoke some pot, roll the nasty ass dreads, and just love his family. And that's fucking beautiful. If I was a rapper, I would be a J. Cole nigga. Leave me and my family the fuck alone, dog. I'm gonna put out some shit. Hope y'all like it. You know what I mean? And that's why I disagree on your Drake take. I don't think Drake wants to be compared. I mean, J. Cole. I don't think J. Cole wants to be compared. And I also will disagree on your Drake take because I think Drake wants to be compared to all those greats and shit. But I think he settles for the numbers conversation. I think he settles for it because he knows he has it. And I think he knows that if you take away the numbers, the conversation changes. And that's why I think he says things like, when they start bringing up the greatest, tell them don't forget the numbers. This is a mental thing. This is a mental thing.
Drake is LeBron James.
He is very like LeBron.
LeBron, when he retires, he's gonna have every major successful category like on live. He's gonna have the most points, probably the most assists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe even the most final appearances by the time it's all over.
Yeah.
Because he'd probably pass up Bill Russell.
He's smart enough to know. And he wants to be so great that he knows when. I think he knows the conversations that are happening in the barbershops because he wouldn't made a show about being in the barbershop. He knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
He knows, yes, at the end of this whole shit, you'll probably have the most points, the most your games, the most all of this shit. But you know that in these barbershops, what we're talking about, you ain't meeting. We know, you probably won more finals games than Jordan.
Yeah.
But Jordan went 100%.
Yeah.
And I think for somebody like LeBron, that fucks with him. Same thing for Drake. Yeah, Drake knows I sold this many, I sold this many, I sold this many, but you didn't make the rock. Drake would fucking murder somebody for a Rockefeller chain.
If he could have got
the rock, he would murder someone.
Instead of your money chain, he got the Rockefeller chain.
He knows he did not make the rock. And I think that when everything goes away, when all the shit is silent, I know he thinks about it. Damn, I still ain't holding.
We in the same class, but I didn't get the Rockefeller chain.
I didn't make that rock shit, you know what I mean? Or damn, I did really get smutted out by Push. Like, all these conversations that are happening, he thinks about. Because remember when he went...
The Warriors did beat me.
The Warriors did get me out of here. He still thinks about this shit. Because his goal is to be up there with the all-times and the favorites. But he has to settle for the numbers conversation because by the numbers, he cannot be beat.
No, he can't be beat.
Cannot be beat by LeBron. By the numbers, cannot be beat. When you remove that shit, I can tell you some niggas that's gonna beat you. And they don't like that. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes them awkward. Why do you think Drake is sitting at fucking dinner tables with sun visors on, flipped upside down, like Nelly had in 2002? Because he's fucking awkward. Why do you think J. Cole is on stage in Crocs and sweatpants? He's a fucking weirdo, man. Yeah. But he's a genius. Drake, for as much as I don't like what he does, he's still a genius. He figured it out. He figured out that fucking lane. It takes a certain amount of intelligence to do that.
But isn't most geniuses
awkward as fuck?
Yeah.
Awkward as fuck.
Because Kanye is definitely awkward as fuck.
Which is why Kanye West believes he's in competition with fucking Drake. If Kanye had a real friend, that could talk to him.
Yes.
Because I know Kanye has real friends. But he doesn't have real friends that can talk to him. If Kanye had a real friend that could talk to him, it would be a simple conversation. Yeah. Hey, leave that little boy alone. Don't compare yourself to him. Because we're not comparing you to Drake. Yeah. But the more you say it, the more we're going to compare you to Drake. Yeah. This is all on you. Yeah. Drake not out here comparing himself to you. Drake worshipped you. Yes. He no longer does. It is your fault.
It is definitely your fault.
Because of your ego and that weird shit. Yeah. That weird ego machismo bullshit. If he would have just got rid of that shit, he would realize. My fault. And also, if he had a fucking friend, it would just tell him, yo, stop comparing yourself to this nigga, G. Stop. Be Kanye. You made Watch the Throne with Hov.
You made Watch the Throne with Hov.
And held your own.
He held his own every track with the greatest rapper of all time.
I don't know another rapper that could hold their own next to Hov for a full album. Yeah. You see what happened to Jay Electronica. Yeah. And Jay Electronica is a monster. Yeah. He put Jay on probably, 75% of that album? Yeah. Jay shitted on him every song.
It's so levels to this shit.
It's levels.
And like Jay Electronica lyrically bar for bar.
It's amazing.
He's amazing.
Amazing. Beyond amazing.
Yeah.
Beyond amazing. But next to, it's different.
When you're standing next to Hov, it's different.
And Kanye stood next to Hov and held his own.
It's some songs on them like that. Kanye got Hov. I'm like, damn.
Some, I have to name them, but yeah.
If he didn't get it, it was close enough that I could debate it. Like,
it's
damn.
It's debatable. He's got a shit ton. He's got a shit ton of debatables.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's no reason he should be competing with fucking. Do you think Jay would ever, in his right mind, compare himself to Drake?
No.
Never. Jay has given Drake some of his worst verses.
And still was the best verse on the album.
Still the best verse on the album.
Yeah, the whole album. The best verse.
What the fuck am I doing competing with the 25-year-old?
Because on the last album, I actually, you don't like his Drake's last album. I enjoyed the last album, Certified Lover Boy, but Jay-Z's verse is probably the best verse on the whole album.
It ain't no probably, it is. And I listened to the whole album.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear, we texted about it in real time with Riley. I listened to the whole shit. Because I want to be clear about what I'm saying. And clearly, Jay had the best verse on that album. And even if you don't give him the best, you're going to have to say it's one of the 3 best verses.
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of verses on there by Drake that say, like, okay, that could partially...
His intro was nice.
The intro was cold.
The intro was nice.
And the last song on there is really cold. As far as bar for bar, what he's doing.
Which one is the last one? Let's see.
Is it the Remorse?
I didn't commit it to memory, but...
It's the something. The last song on there, to the audience, it reminds me of original Drake, the So Far Gone album. It reminds me kind of flow-wise of The Calm. The way he was rapping, it reminded me of old Drake when he was in the pocket of The Calm.
Yeah, so that's his first album, right?
Yeah, that's the one So Far Gone album.
I liked Drake at that point. I did. I did like it. I was looking for the track list. Let's go. Certified Lover Boy track list.
We're going to look at the tracks for this album. I'm telling you what he really rapped his ass off on. Because some of them I like just because it grooves. But I'm not going to hold you. Drake rapped his ass off on some of these. Like the last song, The Remorse.
Yeah, you were right, yeah.
The Remorse, that probably is one of his best bar for bar songs.
I like the intro.
The intro, he rapped his ass off on that one as well.
Fuck that song. Fuck that. I'll say it out loud so everybody. Fuck Poppy song. Fuck Girls Want Girls.
I like girls because I live in Houston. Houston is a different vibe. We both live in Houston. We live in different Houstons. He's married and live in Houston. I live in Houston.
That song probably took him 15 minutes. It's the most easy song to fucking make, especially right now because 90% of these girls like girls in the single world. I'm not going to go too much further into it. And also,
it's a very popular and acceptable thing.
Let's give 5 more minutes. In the Bible is a funny song. I'm not gonna say I hate it because I don't. Love All featuring Jay-Z, Hov Killed. Fair Trade featuring Travis Scott. Travis Scott needs to stop hopping on tracks with this nigga because it waters him down. Way Too Sexy. I fucking hate this song.
It's catchy.
That's the fuck. Yeah, I know.
It's not for you. It's a catchy song.
It's not for me.
TSU. Hey, shout out to Texas Southern University.
Southern has a better homecoming than Prairie View.
And it's their homecoming this weekend.
Don't shoot me.
TSU homecoming this weekend.
Don't shoot me. Or come find me, nigga. Prairie View's homecoming is fun. Texas Southern is way better.
Way better. It's not even close.
Nobody want to bother with all these fucking RVs. If you don't know nobody and you go to Prairie View's homecoming, if you don't know anyone, you're going to have a miserable time.
You're going to be completely lost at PV homecoming.
It's going to be walking.
If you don't know anyone, TSU homecoming, you just go out there and you can have a good time. It's way more welcoming.
It reminds me of home. Into Deep with Future. Do not like.
Into Deep, I like both of 8 and 9, which is TSU, and Into Deep because it is Texas. Those two songs.
Oh, no, they're very Texas. They're very Texas. They're very Texas, but I don't like them.
At this point, I'm a Texan. I've been out in Texas for About a total of 10 years. How long you been out here?
3.5.
And at this point, it's looking like forever at this point.
Married, family, a daughter and a half. Pipe down. Pipe down, I wasn't mad at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I kind of felt it. You know what I mean? Even though it's bitch shit again, I kind of felt it. Yeba's Heartbreak. Yo, talk about an interlude. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
No Friends in the Industry. Could have been so much harder. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. But it could have been so much. You give No Friends in the Industry to a rapper, bodied. Knife Talk, 21 Savage. Yo, 21 Savage and Project Pat should have made that their own song.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need Drake on that fucking song.
Yeah.
That beat, them two niggas rapping, that shit was monster.
It has 21 Savage go-to producer on it, and
Metro Boomin?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is a song that sounds like a 21 Savage song, but here's the thing: Drake has the better verses because I can't forgive.
I disagree.
I can't forgive 21 Savage for the booty clapper.
Okay, yeah, that bar was.
At that point, I can't even forget. Like,
I was in the car.
Automatically.
I was in the car on the way home because the commute back home with traffic is a lot longer. So when he finally hit that line, I was like, I literally looked at myself in the rearview like, now that's nasty. He shouldn't have said that. But Project Pat?
Oh yeah.
Woo,
he sound like
Pat. Loved it. I'm not gonna go on the rest of this. Actually, none of these songs. Fountains with Tim's is alright.
You only live twice. Rick Ross and Lil Wayne did their thing on that song. Anytime that Rick Ross gets on a song with anyone as a feature, he's gonna go hard.
Especially with Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, which has been discussed on social media and different podcasts. Lil Wayne for the last year and a half. We even mentioned it on our other video. Lil Wayne has been going hard for the last year and a half.
Because Lil Wayne is a competitive ass drug addict nigga. Like, that nigga is nice, dog. Mm-hmm. So,
every time he is like, y'all starting to sleep on Wayne, and he hears y'all sleeping on him. He hears the snoring, he like, hey, I gotta wake him up again and show him, like, I'm Wayne.
That's a fact.
I'm one of the greatest of all time. I am Lil Wayne. Weezy up, baby.
Please say the baby.
Yes.
Yeah, he finally let go of that Tunchi shit. So yeah, let's go ahead and.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to that the track listener real quick.
You know I deleted that shit.
Okay, so you said Knife Talk should have been belonged to someone else.
Yes.
It should have been like their song on their own. So one of our good friends, shout out Rylan. I want to have this conversation on camera with you so we can discuss this. He said to us yesterday that an artist, if he's not on a certain level of caliber as far as rapping, he shouldn't have certain quality of beats.
Oh, the Schoolboy Q shit.
Yeah, Schoolboy Q.
Okay, let me be clear. Rylan is high a lot. Alright? Let's be clear.
Do you think that, because Kanye said I save all the good beats for myself, do you think that certain productions, certain beats should be saved to a certain level of rappers? Damn, that beat is too good for that nigga.
No. But I think that's reserved for the producer.
But you just said that Drake shouldn't have been on Night Talk.
That's the producer probably doesn't think that. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Art is art. Regardless of what the fuck your opinion is, art is art. But also art is made to be critiqued. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can absolutely say, yeah, this nigga Drake shouldn't have been on that shit. Mm-hmm. But Metro still made it, right? So Metro purposely made that song either with or for or in thinking about Drake being included. Mm-hmm. My opinion really don't matter in its creation, but it does matter in the critique because it's now art.
Okay.
So,
If you were a producer, would you save all the good beats for quality rappers?
If I was a producer that did not rap, yes, I would save my best beats for the best rappers that I felt like were the best rappers.
Okay.
See, but not every rap. So, for instance, like, let's just say Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin, let's say Method Man, I believe is an amazing rapper. But he's by no sense a commercial motherfucker, you know what I mean? Metro Boomin might get Method Man and be like, yo, I'm going to give him a C+ beat in my head.
Okay.
Of course, he would never say this to Method Man because he gets smacked the fuck up. But he might in his head say, yo, I'm going to give Meth this C+. Because he doesn't see the Meth the same way I do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, if I'm a producer, I'm going to give my best beats to the rappers that I feel like are the best. But who I perceive as the best might not be who you think is the best.
So Kanye West once released something called the 10 Commandments.
Yeah. Save all the good beats for yourself. Yeah, I read them.
That's one of them.
Yeah.
But he also mentions to give good rappers good beats.
Yes.
So I do kind of agree that you need to set, like, if you're not a rapper yourself, you're just a producer, give those high quality beats to high quality rappers or people who are very hot, that they can get the maximum exposure to your beat.
I completely agree.
Okay.
There's no disagree. You have no fight, no pushback there.
So Schoolboy Q shouldn't gas on the beats. That's what I'm
saying. That's not accurate. You're not a producer.
I'm not a producer.
The producer probably feels like Schoolboy Q is one of the best, and he reserves it for him.
Okay.
Schoolboy's made hits with Kendrick, J-Rock, fucking Alina Baraz.
Emil made hits with Jay-Z,
hold on,
Benny Siegel.
Hold on. Do you even know who Alina Baraz is?
No, I'm saying if you're on the same label, that
Jeremiah.
Yes.
Those are his biggest hits that I can think of off the top of my head. But the point is this: regardless of what you think about this nigga, when he gets that good shit, it works. It fucking works.
Does it work because of him or in spite of him?
I don't know how you could say that.
If it's so fucking fire,
let me tell you this.
Could be on.
Let me tell you this, my nigga. If it's my album, okay.
You got the camera right here. You got to be on.
If it's my album, and I'm buying the producer,
I'm paying the money
for my album, and the producer gives me this beat for my album, and I say, yo, so-and-so finally agreed to feature with me, I'm going to put him on this song. My nigga, you can't say shit at this point. You have been paid. So I don't give a fuck how you quantify it. Either it's the producer's idea that says, okay, Schoolboy would sound good with this person, or it's Schoolboy's idea that says, I already paid this nigga, I'm gonna put whoever the fuck I want to on this shit, and if it works, it works. Either way, it can't work without him because it's his album.
But as a producer, you know how this music game go. I can choose which beats I sing you. I don't have to sing you the best of my best.
How would you know as the rapper? If you like it, you like it.
No, the rapper wouldn't know.
Exactly, my nigga. So it's a moot fucking point. And that's what I was trying to say to Rylan. Same thing I'm saying to you. It's a moot point. Because the song doesn't exist without this guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Whoever's album this is, whoever gets the bulk of the splits, whoever owns the splits of that shit, it don't matter what your opinion is. It was either his idea or he bought it, which is still what he's willing to pay for, which is his idea. No, there's no, take him off of there and it's a different song. Yeah, no, you know what? It's a completely different song. The song might not even exist. So no, it's pointless, dog. It's getting late. Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Spin the block. Boom. Competition in hip hop is from the roots.
Okay.
It's from the roots. There's no way around it because it's the base of this shit. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Okay. Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole. With J. Cole saying that they have him in bronze, do you think J. Cole believes he's third?
Yeah, he truly believes he's... No, he thinks that the public views him as third, but he doesn't think that he actually should be third.
Do you think he cares?
J. Cole, yeah.
I don't think J. Cole gives a fuck. I think he has to address it because it's going out there, but I think J. Cole personally hates to be compared. That's my personal belief.
One quick question. So we talking about this and we wrapping it up. A quick one. What is your favorite competition as far as hip hop artists in hip hop history? Like
all time?
All time. Like this person versus this person. What's your favorite competition?
Hov Nas.
Okay.
Hov Nas is my favorite.
I would say Hov Nas is my favorite, and then second, you know how I feel about 50 and the unit. When 50
and Ja Rule?
Yeah, that 50 Ja Rule changed the game.
Yeah, nah, I'm giving it to Hov and Nas. Second, I'll probably say Common and Ice Cube. Third, then I'll probably go ahead and give it to Biggie and Pac.
Oh, no. My bad. Biggie and Pac is number one.
Oh, well, not number one.
No, Biggie and Pac is number one because what they did would never ever happen again in any music history.
Yeah, but I hated it. I hated the whole shit.
Oh, I hated it.
I hated it, dog. And I blame Pac.
It's the worst moment in hip hop history.
The worst moment in hip hop history.
But it's number one as far as the impact.
Table that. We'll come back to that. We'll
okay.
Come back to that. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's kind of the gist of it, man. You want to tell? Is this black on?
Oh yeah. This is Tasha Mack, my sister.
Hey.
Thank you, sister. This is family for real. This is her brand. In the description of the video, I'll have her clothing line in there. But support it. Another black business that we support. And just like the tequila on the table. Hold on. Again, Ego Tequila. Black owned by a black woman. Black just like woman. This shirt. Black owned, black woman.
You got her off Instagram, right?
Huh?
Tasha's shirt on Instagram?
I think so, yeah.
You know their Instagram name?
I don't know it. I got it when she was here for...
Put it in the comments. We'll put it in the comments. So people need to be able to find it. That tequila in Specs and Total Wine in Texas. It's not out of Texas yet. Yeah, man. This hat.
Tell them the story. And
So briefly, I went to go get some Jimmy John's for lunch. And there was a booth set up outside of Jimmy John's. Of course, I ignored the fuck out of it going in. Coming out of it, I couldn't ignore it. I get really embarrassed sometimes and I have to talk. But anyway, I found out that this booth, which is SFTS, which stands for Stand for the Silent, which is an anti-bullying campaign. It's everywhere almost, but the one SFTS in Houston, they were they were telling the story about a young man who was bullied and he stood up for himself and ended up losing his life. And they were telling the story and they were saying how if you donate to this not-for-profit company, 501c3, that the money will go to schools. And it was tiered, so the different tiers are different for amounts of money, and they would do so. So one tier is they get backpacks for a classroom. Another tier is they would get backpacks and pay for lunch for a week, and then it goes up and up and up and up. And so I did decide to donate it's called the Field Goal package, which is the $30 tier. And I was like, yeah, my wife is a teacher, and I do agree with this, you know what I mean? And I got the hat. So positive vibes is what it says. So if you're in Houston, if you're not in Houston, and you just want to donate, look it up. Stand for the Silent, SFTS. As always, it's up to you. And as always, Tommy, you got something you want to say at the end of this?
I had a question. You didn't say it today. How are you feeling mentally?
Oh shit, man.
We can't get off the pod without speaking on that.
Mentally, I am panicked.
Okay.
Is the honest truth. I just got a lot of shit going on, a lot of goals I need to meet. But to be completely fair, it's not the type of panic that's unhealthy. Because I believe in myself, I believe in God, and I believe in the people around me. I believe in my wife. I can't say this more. I believe in the people around me. So I'm not really tripping, you know what I mean? But I do have a lot of shit to get done. So I've got urgency. Urgency probably is the better word. I'm feeling urgent, not necessarily panicked. I'm not stressed, but I do know shit gotta happen. You know what I mean? How about yourself? How are you feeling?
I would say in that same vein, ironically, at points I feel overwhelmed as far as like it's so many blessings coming in at the same time, and so many good opportunities coming in at the same time that God and His love is overwhelming, but also how to manage all these blessings and opportunities and decide which opportunities are the best opportunities and what paths to follow is like a state of mind is sometimes overwhelming. So I pray about it, and I'm taking the path that I feel is the best path for me. And probably out there, like, people will probably deal with the same type of thing, the panic of like, I got to do this.
Urgency.
The urgency of it. The urgency of it. Or they deal with the overwhelming nature of like, so many good things are coming. Where do I go and what to do? That is part of our journey, but accept and embrace that like God has you in this journey.
Wow.
And that the decisions that you make are going to be sound and of good faith and going to lead you down the path that you want to go down.
All things work for the greater good for those who believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Just believing in God, believing in my path, believing in myself, and taking that overwhelming feeling and trying to channel it in a positive way. So that's where I'm at. And my last statements as far as like what I want to say as we end is, I want to sincerely thank you again, my brother. And like our first episode came out in February, beginning of February. And in September, which is 7 months later, we were able to hit the goals that I'm naturally competitive. So I look at like different like people in our target demographic, what they're doing, and to see us reach these goals in 7 months, I am truly back to the overwhelmed, like, and feeling blessed that we are in the position to be where we are at in this short amount of time. And I know that we can take it to another level. And to y'all out there, we truly appreciate, not only do I appreciate him for like being a part of this journey and us being able to do this, we appreciate y'all truly, because without y'all, we couldn't be able to do any of this. So this is for y'all. We're going to continue, like I said, we're going to release more live videos. We're going to leave more content on our channels as far as podcasts and individual content. So what y'all seen from us the first 7 months, that's just like the beginning. We're gonna take this to the next level going forward, and I promise you that.
Yeah, man. Just to wrap up, on target, what we already discussing, man. I just love hip hop, dog, and please, if you ever have any opinions on my hip hop opinions, which I know could come off very brash, drop it, man. Drop it in the comments. If you don't want to drop it in the comments, add us. We're on Instagram at My Kinda Conscious podcast.
Yep.
We're on Twitter as kind_conscious. Hit us there. Of course, we're here on YouTube in the comments.
Follow us, both of us, on Instagram and Twitter as well, individually, because Doug Funny is you're on both of them.
Douglas Funny on Instagram and Doug Funny 7 on Twitter. We'll put it in the comments and shit.
And I'm Tommy Tyran on both. TOMMY TYRENN. You'll see it on both. Tommy Tyran on both. And support us. And we're gonna continue to build together. We in this together.
Word, man. Peace, love, shalom. We love y'all. Assalamu alaikum. And
be kind.
Hashtag
Hashtag.
be kind. Be kind to one another, my niggas.
Thank you.
Thank you.